everybody, it's John. Welcome back to my channel. Today we got for you the reveal of the Shelby Cobra, and we're going to take a look at what's coming up next. Pretty excited about that. It's a little project I've been wanting to get started on. So let's get started, shall we? So there she is, all done, ready to be shipped off to Nevada. Sent a bunch of pictures to the customer and he's very pleased with it. So we're going to make sure, especially these little guys here, these little windows, they're precarious. These things, they're precarious. The way they attach is very precarious. Precarious? Fragile. So that's the only thing I'm nervous about, shipping it. I don't want these to fall off. If anybody has any ideas how I could pack this so those will stay on, leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. So now that we've done a little 360 view, let's take a look inside the engine bay and the engine. Okay, so inside the engine bay, this air filter did not come with the kit. So I printed that out, and really the major thing I did was fabricating this here. There's more, I don't know if you can see it, behind the engine, and there's one over on this side. Let me see, I think you can see that. You can see that. That I have fabricated. I'm calling that firewall guard. I don't know what else to call it. So I just filed and sanded everything off of the firewall, and I use that as a guide to just make that guard there. The only thing I did different on the engine, besides printing out an air filter, is this coolant hose right here. So that's all I did there. Inside, his car back here is carpeted, so I flocked that, put in some gray straps, and there's the interior. I really am pleased with that wood grain there. I picked that up. Man, I wish I could remember. If I remember, I'll put a link to who had the demo on how to do that. So there she is. Not a ton of fabrication going on with this thing. A lot of leaving parts out because they just weren't part of his car, just putting things in a little differently. Other than that, I think it came out great. Looking forward to sending this out. Gonna let it set for a few days. Okay, back to my ugly mug. So that's it. There wasn't a lot of fabricating and making of parts I needed to do, other than the metal that's inside there. A lot of it was leaving a bunch of parts out because they're not in his car. So yeah, really happy. Like I said, a little nervous about mailing it because of those tiny little side windows, but we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. My wife's gonna help me because she's good like that. So now that we saw that, let's talk about what's next. I'm going to pop up a picture, not in the corner, not in this corner, not in the middle, not below. We're going to take the whole screen to show you. We'll pop it in for a minute, then we'll get back to discussing. Okay, what do you think? I did that with ChatGPT. Kind of like it. That monstrosity came out of my head thinking about what I'm going to do with a Big Hunter pickup, because if you remember, or if you saw the one-to-one build that I did for my mechanic and his pickup truck, I had to buy 2 kits. The bed was actually, if you want to scale it down, it was 2 inches shorter than the bed needed to be on his. So I bought 2 kits so I could match up fenders, chassis, exhausts. So I did buy 2 kits for that. So I have, if you noticed on the picture, the bed on that is shorter because I had to hack part of it off. So I designed that with ChatGPT as being a shorter chassis. So I have this. This is the chassis that I hacked parts off of. I think this bed is big enough for what I want to do with it. I printed out a bunch of stuff for it while I was working on the Cobra. The short part of the bed here, I didn't print that out yet. It's like a Gatling gun. It's going to go in the back of the bed. Stake type bed, just built out of some wood. And then I printed out the plow, like this. This is the plow. Did print out the attachments. This is the only one. The other one's down there. So I could attach it to the truck. The spikes, couldn't really find the type of spike that's like in the ChatGPT photo, but I found these. I guess some of you guys who build military probably know what these are called. I don't know what they're called. They do have a name. I guess I think it was World War II. They used to get a bunch of scrap steel and metal, whatever, and fabricate these spikes and put them on the front of their tanks to plow through whatever might be in their way. Things they might not be able to run over and so whatever. These would move things out of the way. So I'm going to use these. I'm not going to leave them on this strip here. I'm actually going to take them in places. Probably these larger ones, I'll file them down a little bit. Won't leave them so wide. So that's what's going to go on the plow. To print out some tires. And I'm going to try my hand at a diorama. Don't know how that's going to work out. Never done one. I've watched a couple people who say, well, it's really not that hard. See if I need a beverage. So I'm going to try that. I've been thinking about things I want to put in it and printing them out. So these things were done with my resin printer. These barrels I did with my filament printer. So I printed a couple of these. These are going to go in the diorama. Going to be a bit bent and rusted, and to give it a worn-torn kind of look to it. We'll see how it comes out. A little nervous. Like I said, some people have said they're really easy to do. You're talking about me. I'm talking about this guy here. I don't always make everything easy for myself, but we'll see how it goes. Well, that's all I got for you today. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank all my old and new subscribers. I really appreciate the support and the comments, the likes that you give me. Really means a lot to me. And if you're just passing by and you like this kind of stuff, please click that like button, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell so you know every time I put up a new video. Again, thank you. God bless. Have a nice day, and I will see you next time.